Hey guys, welcome back to another foundation road test. Before I get started, I wanted to address something that's been brought up a few times from several different people about me doing some sort of a Q&A so that you guys could get to know me a little bit better. I think that's a great idea, and if you guys want to leave me some questions down below, I would love to answer them in a video maybe a week or two from now once enough questions roll in. So I would be happy to do that. I think that's a great idea for us to get to know each other a little bit better. If you haven't connected with me on social media, I am active on Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram, and I would love to see you over there as well. The links are in the description box and on the screen. Today I'm looking at Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation, and this is what the compact looks like. I just think it's so pretty and cute. And this retails for $34 for 0.38 ounces of product, and there are 8 shades. It's a lightweight powder foundation that leaves skin with a flawless rose petal finish. This powder foundation formula features crystalline powder, which works on all skin types to conceal imperfections, leaving skin with a soft, focused appearance. It's infused with an antioxidant-rich, oil-absorbing, exclusive cocoa complex, a non-drying powder that defends against free radicals. It minimizes the appearance of fine lines and pores and provides skin with a subtle chocolate scent. This foundation can be reapplied throughout the day for a medium to full coverage that doesn't look heavy or cakey. So that sounds good to me. I like having a powder foundation on hand for days when I want to get ready a little more quickly than I can with a liquid foundation. And I've also found that if you find the right one for you, that it can actually last on your skin a little bit better if you have combination oily skin and are in really humid, hot weather. So I don't know, the ones that I have in my current rotation have not been lasting on my skin throughout the day, especially in this area and on the sides of my nose. And so I wanted to try a new one, see how it works for me, and I had read really good things about this one. I am using the shade Light Medium, and I just really hope this works for me. I've read good things about it. So I said before that there are only 8 shades, and you can see here that the shade that I have is a little bit less yellow than the current shades of powder foundations that I've been using. But when I put it on the skin, it did blend in nicely with my skin tone. I do have yellow undertones in my skin, and if something's too pink, it just does not look good at all. I do have it on right now, and I am very happy with the color and with the finish, and I'll just jump right to the application of it, and I will see you guys in a minute. Now, I've already applied my facial treatments, sunscreen, and moisturizer, as well as my under eye cream to my face. I've also already put on any concealer that I needed to cover any red spots, and my under eye concealer. And I did already set my under eye area as well with setting powder. I don't like to set with powder foundation because I find that it does change the texture and the color under the eye, and I like that to be as smooth as it usually is and look the way I'm used to it looking, and so I just stay consistent with that. And I just don't put my powder foundation under the eye directly. I might diffuse it a little to blend it, but I just don't put it directly under the eye. And if any gets under that area, I've already set it so it doesn't alter the color. And here is the Light Medium, and I'm just going to take my brush and just kind of swirl it in there. It's a pretty stiff brush, pretty densely packed, and I'm gonna just tap off any excess and hope my brush doesn't fall apart while I do this. And I like to use more of a pressing motion to get it in versus a dusting motion. I feel like I get more product on the face and it just gets into the skin a little bit better. Oh, this has a nice cocoa scent to it. I could see that it would be a little bit overwhelming to some people. So if you are very sensitive to scent, though it does smell kind of like hot chocolate, you may want to hold your nose or go with a different powder. But I do like the way it looks, and I'm just kind of tapping, pressing it on all over as opposed to swirling it and buffing it. And I guess I'm kind of swirling it and buffing it in certain spots, but I just feel like this gets it into the skin a little bit better. And see how I'm kind of taking it under the eye, but not all the way up directly. So what I personally like to do with powder foundation next is take the sponge, and the sponge is included right behind here. I like to take it and just get a little bit of product on there and then lightly press it just to almost kind of seal it in. And I don't know, I just over the years have found that this gives you a little bit longer lasting coverage, especially in your T-zone area. So that's going to be pretty much it. Powder foundation for me is pretty quick, and that's one of the reasons why I use it. So I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup and get back with you, but on initial look, it looks good. It looks really natural. It doesn't look like it's caked on. It looks to be a pretty decent match. I was a little apprehensive because it didn't look quite yellow enough to me, but I think it looks pretty good. I found that this powder foundation applied to the skin very, very easily and quickly. It didn't look powdery right upon application. Sometimes powder foundations that I've used in the past look a little bit heavy and powdery initially, and then you need to mist, kind of a misting spray like Fix Plus on to get them to look like they mesh with your skin. I didn't have to do that with this at all. So I really, really like that a lot. And I'm going to continue with my day and see how this holds up. It is a rainy day. It's not very hot. It's mid 70s today. I have good feelings about this. So I'll see you guys in a little while. Hey guys, it's been about 6.5 hours since I first applied the powder foundation. It has been a pretty gross, rainy, nasty, wet day. Very windy. I don't know if you can see those clouds back there or not, but I think my face looks better than my hair does. It has held up really well. I only touched up one time about 3.5 hours after I first applied it. And it was just touching up lightly with blotting sheets and applying translucent powder, translucent pressed powder very, very lightly. And that's really been it. And it's not giving me any excessive shine. It's not settling into fine lines or looking cakey or breaking up anywhere so far. And I think it looks really good and soft, and it just doesn't look powdery. Nothing weird is going on. So just a brief midday update, and I will check back in later this evening. Okay, it has been 10 hours that I have now had this powder foundation on. I have not touched it up all day long. I probably could have maybe about an hour ago, but I still think it looks pretty good. I always have issues with my bathroom lighting reflecting that properly in the camera, and it always makes foundations look a little bit shinier than they actually seem to look in real life. I'm looking in my mirror behind the camera and it's not shiny, and then I look in the viewfinder and it's shiny. Anyway, I am going to say I'm impressed. It is still covering in places that I need it to cover. It has not broken up anywhere. It looks really good still. What I'm going to do very quickly before I close this all out is just touch it up like it says that you can do. And I'm just using a random, it's an old Bare Essentials brush that I use just to touch up powder foundation. And it just works pretty well for doing that. So I'm just gonna see if I can actually touch this up and have it not look cakey. Still smells like hot chocolate. And I have gotten rained on a lot today. So I'm surprised that things actually still look somewhat decent, to be honest with you guys. I am happy with this. I really like the finish. It's not powdery, it's not cakey. It gives a nice semi-matte finish, and it doesn't look shiny during the day. Even when I did get shiny, it wasn't greasy looking. I was able to touch it up with my blotting papers and translucent powder. I only had to do that twice during the day actually, which was much less than what I was expecting. As far as whether this works on all skin types or not, I am not sure about that. I have combination oily skin, and I can say that this works very well on my skin type. It didn't break up during the day. It didn't get overly greasy. I did get shiny in the T-zone just a couple of times in all of the 10 hours. That's pretty impressive to me. And when I did get shiny, it wasn't a greasy shiny. I was able to just touch it up lightly with blotting sheets and a little translucent powder, and it was good to go. Nothing slid off my face. I was very impressed. They do claim that it works on all skin types, and it very well may. It's not matte looking, it's not cakey, it's not heavy. I would think it would settle well on pretty much any skin type. It also feels very lightweight on the skin. I don't notice it on my skin. They claim that it had a rose petal finish. I kind of thought that was goofy when I first heard it, but if you feel your face, it does kind of feel like rose petals. So it's soft, and that's kind of nice. And it says that it minimizes the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. I don't know about that. I did feel a little bit better about myself today, and I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so maybe there's something to that as well. Who knows? I just know I liked the way my makeup looked today. I liked the way my powder products applied over the powder foundation. I think that that is a big deal as well. Some powder foundations don't have a lot of slip to them, if you will, and this one does. There's pretty much nothing bad I can say about this foundation. Initially, when I applied it, I noticed a heavy hot chocolate scent to it. I mean, it is cocoa powder foundation, but that did dissipate shortly after I applied it. I didn't walk around smelling hot chocolate all day long. So if you're worried about that, it was really just heavy upon initial application, and then it went away. They say it can be built from medium to full coverage without looking heavy or cakey. Absolutely. I used it for medium coverage, but you could keep building it, and I really cannot see this looking heavy or cakey on the skin. I'm very impressed. I would recommend this in a heartbeat. I really, really enjoyed wearing this today, and I'm happy that I decided to buy it spur of the moment, and I would recommend it to anyone. This may be my new favorite powder foundation. So that's my final verdict. I like it. I'm happy I tried it. I recommend that you try it if you have combination oily skin or normal skin or any skin. Hey, try it. It can't hurt. I also want to remind you guys to put any questions you have for me down below this post, and I'll be happy to answer them in the Q&A video that I do in a couple of weeks. And I just thank you so much for watching yet another foundation road test. There will be more to come. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would love it if you did so. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.